I'm going to get one of those sticky ones. Anyway, I have started to warm up thanks to the heat hoodie. A half glass of wine. The roasting stuff is ready. The pork trotters are not defrosted, but that's fine. I need one for this stock. And we need a stopper. Is this my water bath canner? Yes, it is. Okay. This has no water in it. We'll just get it on a heat. Back here. So that I don't burn out the bottom of the pan while we're getting stuff out. I'm just putting a litre of water in. Now I do want to save any fat that I can get off of these. Last bit of onion. I will put more veggies in this later on. And this is what our bones are looking like. Still plenty of meat and plenty of fat on them. And of course the dog is very interested. Now, see if we can get any fat off this tray, and I'll also be saving the marrow out of those other bones. It's definitely not as much as I hope. I'm just going to go in with a rubber spatula to see if I can get any of this fond up off of this paper that we put down. Did get a hole in it, but it's not too bad. Oh. With meat being as expensive as it is at the moment, You do want to get pepper in this. Rip. So, I have no space in this kitchen. I'm just going to put this tray back in the oven, which is off. And bring the door. The bones out. Now this one has a lot of fat that I'm looking for. See if I can pour any of this off. See some roast potatoes in my future. Now all through. It's getting a little container. And get as much of this. Maybe much of this marrow as I can get out of the jar. Okay. Yeah, not gonna bother digging out the tiny little bit. Or maybe I will. Yes. Yeah, there's only a tiny little bit in the shed there. Oh, cheap tongs. Alright, cool. So we've got that much marrow. This is boiling away, so I'm going to pop a bit more water. Hey. That's now I'm not salting this more than what I put on the meat already. Because I want the dog to be able to have some. Even though I did put onion in it. I'll have to check when the dogs can have onion that's stock that's been, or bone broth that's been cooked with onion. Can she multi-sauce? I hope. I don't mind having fat in my bone broth, as long as there's not a shit ton of it. I don't find it really affects the seal. And I do, if I drink the bone broth later on, I like the fat content in it. And if I use it for cooking, I usually take the fat cap off the jar when I open it and use that fat cap to fry up whatever I'm going to cook in the broth. But there are other uses for this, or they're much more flavourful. There is a lot of fried water on this paper, so I'm actually going to scrape that up before I try and get the rest of that fat in. Oops. This up a little bit. The fat, the fond, and the meat juice will all separate into the three component parts in layers. But I'm not actually going to separate them out. I will use this with the meat juice and the fond. Yes. Because it is all delicious. And you'll put this one back in the oven too. Okay, so yeah, you can see fat on top, meat juice underneath, fond kind of in the middle. This won't be canned. This will go in a jar in the fridge. And then this back then. I don't know, I don't particularly like the taste of marrow just on its own. But it is very good to add to stuff. For that umami, and also it's just really, really good for you. I turn it off. It is also incredibly fatty. I don't know, but I kind of imagine the bone marrow is like the same consistency and stuff as brains, even though I know it's not. Yeah, this is not a texture that I enjoy. Although, super biggie. Okay, so I'll show you this in a second. And we are going to add malt vinegar, because that's what I get to have. Brown malt vinegar. These are really hot.
Great. That's fine.
Do. Now, this is the pork trotters. Yes, this is beef bone broth, but I did not have enough bones that were going to provide the collagen content that I want from this broth. So I'm going to add one of these, but I'm not going to add it now because collagen, I know everyone's like, oh, it's collagen rich bone broth. It's not. Once collagen cooks down, it turns into gelatin. That's why it gives you that wiggle, wiggle, jiggle. It's literally the same thing that's in gelatin, which is also made from things like pig's trotters, cow hooves and bones. It always surprises me that people don't know where food comes from. That is a chunk of skin. Skin is actually a huge source of collagen. It's made of collagen. Just making sure these are as clean as I can get them. But this little bits of skin here look like they have come off before this animal was slaughtered. So it's dead tissue in my bone. Well, it's all dead tissue now, but like, you know what I mean? This poor pig, like, the nails have been, like, I don't know much about pig anatomy, but like, it's got like a little hangnail bit. You know, you get your cuticles raggedy. Don't suppose it minds now. Anyway, I'm going to put this in now. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and then I'm going to put it in when I put the veggies in for the last kind of 2 hours of cooking, because I don't want the gelatin to break down. So collagen can break down into gelatin, and that's good. I don't want the gelatin to break down. And at high heat, high pressure, and like long heat, it does break down to, you just don't get that gel setup that I kind of want with this. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'm going to put this one back in the freezer for next time I make hand broth. She had a bruise. I'm going to top this up with water, and I'm going to leave it there overnight on a much lower heat. Too much sugar. I do own the 2 litre Pyrex, but unfortunately when it's full of water I can't lift it. Handful of peppercorns. I have 2 bay trees, so I have a low bay. Right, and now I am going to struggle greatly to move this onto this burner. Luckily, it's less of a lift and more of a slide. And I will keep that on as high as that small burner will go until this is actually simmering. It's not too far off because those bones were hot. The water I was putting in was hot. And it was on the large burner. So once it starts simmering gently, I'll do 1 skim for scum if it needs it. And then I will turn that on to low and leave it overnight. I'll show you what's going. Bay steaked floating peppercorns, a little bit of scum coming up. You can see some of the meat, bone dust, whatever that is in there. I just put my spatula in the sink, but lots of bones. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Ignore the phone shadow. So we have bone marrow cooked, pig trotter raw, beef drippings in a jar, wine, hibiscus flowers. Not that that's relative to this recipe. Now, I have had to start writing raw and cooked on everything I put in the freezer because I marinate a lot of meats, and I also have a lot of pulled pork kind of products. And do you think I can tell which ones are raw or which ones are cooked when I come to take them out again? Anyway, also, I forgot that the bowl lid shattered, which is why they don't make them in glass anymore. So my pressure canner lid is the only one that fits on that pot. And also one final thing with these beef drippings, these will last for quite a while in the fridge, and they will settle. Now, this stock is going to be strained through cheesecloth. So it doesn't really matter if there is bone dust or bone flakes in there. This, however, has not been strained through cheesecloth because that would make it no purpose of having the little bits of beef in there, but all the bone will settle on the bottom. So when I use this, I just don't pour out the bottom 1/2 centimetre. Not that bone dust is, well, especially when it's cooked, super dangerous for you, but it's not a texture that I enjoy. Anyway, I'm back to the wine. See you tomorrow. Right, it's too early in the morning for me to appear on camera, but this is what it looks like after a night of just really slow simmering. You can see we've got a bit of chunky stuff on top. For now, I'm just going to mix that back in. You can, maybe you can see it, yeah, you can see it on the camera, how much fat has come to the surface. So I probably will have to get some of that off before we can this, but I'm going to put pig's trotter in and the rest of the veggies and turn the heat up just a little for another couple of hours. Okay, so you can see a whole heap of celery. There's a bunch of carrots that I just cut in half, and pig's trotter has gone straight to the bottom. Yeah, that's probably not coming back. I love when I splash myself in the face with hot soup. Yeah, okay, that's not coming back up. Anyway, this can bubble, toil and trouble for probably 2 hours. Then I'll get all the fat off the top, add that to my fat jar, strain and can it up, ready for pressure canning. Okay, I am aware that I look like crap. I am not well. This is the fat that I took out of this. You finished, Jenna? This is the fat that I took out of the broth that I had last night. I'm going to remove all of the solid parts and start straining this into jars. And then we'll get to pressure canning. The liquid in this has reduced quite a bit, so I'm just going to top it up a bit. Use a spider to scoop out the solids. This will also take quite a bit of the fat that has come onto the top off with it. You can see this is one of the big knuckle bones. The extra vinegar has actually made this incredibly, it's taken everything out of it. It would powder down quite nicely. And here is that pig's foot. I may actually take these bigger bones and grind them into fertilizer because waste not, blood not. Take the more meaty and vegetable chunks out because that will just rot in the garden. Okay, that's enough for now.
Done.
So yeah, when these cool down, I will chop them through the blender. They are soft enough to just blend up. And this will just be going into the FOCO bin. Yeah. Now, as I predicted, there is quite a lot of fat on the surface of this. So I am going to skim some of that off just using a spoon. This will get some of the broth as well. I'm not really worried about sacrificing a little bit. I did have a fast separator, but it shattered from putting not even boiling liquid in. So definitely going to get a glass one next time I buy a fat separator.
Sure.
The cats are actually desperate to get some of this broth. When I was drinking it, they were on my bedroom floor just staring up at me.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, and yes, you can see the oil splatter marks where I splashed myself. I'm trying to show you that pork foot. So hopefully I can use some stain remover to get rid of that oil. So you can clearly see the differentiation between the stock and the fat on this. I will just keep going until the container is full, and then this will go in the fridge, and I will get that fat cap off and add it to our jar of fat that is in the fridge. As I said at the beginning, I don't mind a bit of salt. A couple of cups full is probably overdoing a little. Sieve, jar bottom on top. I also have some vinegar to wipe the rings. Good. Container with and rings. Okay.
Bake. Yep.
This is cool enough to put straight into room temperature jars. And then I will put them into a cold pressure cooker. Just 1 inch headspace.
Sweet.
And you can see, can you see? The dandelions of dough. Salado. Change out this cloth because it's been soaked in a suit. see, I have no issues with reusing lids as long as they are clean and the seals are good and they have no rust on the inside. Howard.
Belly. Tomt.
This is the last jar that will fit in my pressure can. So the rest of this can go into deli containers. And I will pressure can it tomorrow. I can never remember whether I did the rims or not, so that makes just a breed. Okay, cool. You guys, I'll show you. So that's what's left. It's up to, it's a couple of litres left. And then you can see all the bone dust and grease that this has caught. So, yeah. Okay, so they're all in here with my 3 litres of water, and they will pressure can at 10 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes. No, 25 minutes. It's only broth. Glad I clarified that for myself. Okay, here is the final product. You can see some of that fat that has solidified. Nice colour for this one. Not too dark. Yeah, they'll be delicious. I do need to label them. Thank you for coming along on this very erratic stock journey.